Alright, today we are going to learn about inverse functions, which is chapter 8.8. Basically, an inverse function is turning a function inside out. And the first thing you guys have to know is that two functions are inverses if and only if f of g of x is equal to x. And I missed a parenthesis here. F of g of x equals x, the composite function, and g of f of x, the composite function, is also equal to x. So let me show you guys what this looks like. If I have two functions here, f of x equals 3x minus 4, and g of x equals x plus 4 over 3, I'm going to be asked to determine, are these two functions inverses? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an f of g of x, a composite function just like in the last section, and what that looks like is g of x is the inner function, so it's going to be 3 parentheses x plus 4 over 3, and I should extend my parentheses, minus 4. And so what's going to happen is that the 3's are going to cancel each other out, leaving me x plus 4 minus 4. The 4's are going to cancel each other out, leaving me with x. So f of g of x equals x. Well, let's see if the other side is true. If I look at g of f of x, will I get the same thing? Well, f of x is the innermost function, so I'm going to take 3x minus 4 and pump it into here. So that is 3x minus 4 plus 4, all divided by 3. Well, here, because I'm adding, the parentheses can kind of go away. So I end up with this 3x minus 4 plus 4. These are going to cancel each other out, leaving me with 3x over 3. Those are going to cancel each other out, the 3's, leaving me with g of f of x equaling x. Now, because they both equal x, we can say, yes, they are inverses of each other. G of x and f of x are inverses of each other. So let's take a look at another example. If I say f of x equals 2x minus 3, and g of x equals negative 2x plus 3, let's just figure out, are they inverses of each other? So f of g of x, take g of x, plug it into f, so that would be 2 times negative 2x plus 3 minus 3. Let's go and distribute this in. I get negative 4, 6 minus 3. So this is negative 4x minus 3. Well, since it doesn't equal x, I can already say no, they're not. But let's go and just take a look at the other one, just to get practice at plugging things in. G of f of x is equal to negative 2 times 2x minus 3 plus 3. So negative 4x plus 6 plus 3 is negative 4x plus 9. Well, that's not true either, so we can say no. These functions right here that are in this box are not inverses of each other. The next step in this process that they are going to ask you to do in the book is to create an inverse function. Creating an inverse function means switching x and y and then solving for y. So if I give you f of x equals 4x, well, that's kind of like saying y equals 4x. Remember, because f of x and y are interchangeable. And so what I'm going to do is, if y equals 4x, if I want to create an inverse, and sometimes you'll see inverse denoted as f to the negative 1 power of x. This means inverse function of x. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch x and y. So it's going to be x equals 4y. And then I just solve for y by dividing by 4. So what I get is y equals x over 4. And that is the inverse function of the original function. All right? So just switch x and y and then solve for y. Okay, let's take a look at another example here. If I say y equals 1/2 x plus 2, well, what I'm going to do if I want to create the inverse function is I'm going to switch x and y to start off. And now I'm going to go ahead and solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. That's x minus 2 equals 1/2 y. And I'm going to multiply the right side by 2, but I'm also going to multiply the whole left side by 2. So those are going to go away. I get y equals, distribute in, I get 2x minus Why don't we do another one? If, say, in example 3 here, y equals quantity x plus 2 squared minus 3. Let's go and switch x and y. So I get x equals y plus 2 squared minus 3. Let's go ahead and solve. Whoops. Let's go ahead and solve for y. So x plus 3 equals y plus 2 quantity squared. And I'm going to go and take the square root of everything. Y plus 2 equals, I'm going to move this to the other side, so it's going to be plus or minus rad x plus 3. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2 from both sides. So what I get is y equals negative 2 plus or minus rad x plus 3. Alright, that just about does it for inverse functions. We'll see you next time.